Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to be going over a warmer pattern in the eastern United States and a chillier pattern in the northern and central part of the country. We're also going to be going over a potential heat wave, especially in parts of the southeast where we could be seeing a few areas going above 95 degrees Fahrenheit or even above 100 degrees Fahrenheit. So it will be very, very warm in parts of the southeast especially, but in general over the eastern United States, it's going to be very warm over the next couple of days. So here's what the current National Weather Service page looks like. As you can see, we have a few winter weather advisories in parts of Montana and Idaho, as well as some scattered red flag warnings in parts of Utah and New Mexico. We have a couple of wind advisories in New Mexico, California, and then also for Montana. And then we have high wind warnings, in fact, for parts of Wyoming as well. We have flood watches for a little bit of Texas and Louisiana, as well as some more red flag warnings in effect for southern Florida there. Yesterday we had a high temperature in Rio Grande Village, Texas, where they got up to 101 degrees Fahrenheit. We had a low temperature 10 miles east of Hatch, Utah, where they got down to 11 degrees Fahrenheit. The highest rainfall report or precipitation report was near Silverton, Colorado, where they got 2.7 inches of precipitation. And the highest snowfall report was tied between two areas. Both of them got 14 inches, 2 miles west of Helena, Montana, and also 7 miles southeast of Rocky Boy, Montana. Both those areas reported 14 inches of snowfall yesterday. Here's what the temperature anomaly forecast looks like, and this is going to show you how above or below normal the temperatures are expected to be. So those blue colors and the green colors, that's where you're expecting to be below normal, and then in the red, the orange, kind of that yellow shade, that's where we're expecting it to actually be above normal or warmer than normal. So this would be for tomorrow, and you can see how we have much of the eastern half of the country above normal, except for parts of the northeast coast. And then if you live in the southern plains and also into the western United States, you can see that below normal or chillier than normal area. But that is all going to be shifting further to the east, and you're going to see that this warmer air is going to also move to the east. Parts of the northern plains are actually going to go a little bit below normal, and all this chillier air is also going to be moving further to the east. So the central part of the country will go below normal, and actually warmer air will overtake the west coast. So this would be for, again, tomorrow. Here would be for Tuesday, and we're only going to go out about 5 days, so this is going to be a shorter range outlook. We're going to mainly focus on the actual temperatures and talk about that heat wave potential in parts of the southeast and the mid-Atlantic. So you can see that temperatures here in Celsius are expected to be around 5 to 10 degrees Celsius above normal. So that's around 10 to 20 degrees Fahrenheit above normal in the eastern third of the country. So pretty much everywhere east of the Mississippi River is expected to be above normal. You can see how we also still have a little bit of chillier air into the northwest and the south central states, but that will eventually change, and it's actually a little bit warmer than normal for Tuesday in parts of the southwest. Here before Wednesday, this is going to be one of the warmest days if you live in the northeast or the mid-Atlantic, because we're going to be dealing with temperatures that are going to be between 15 and 25 degrees above normal, all the way up into parts of southeastern Canada. So along the entire eastern seaboard, even if you live in areas like Nova Scotia or in Quebec, Canada, all those areas will also be above normal for these temperatures. So you can see that we're expecting temperatures anywhere between, again, about 5 to maybe 15 degrees Celsius above normal, or that would be about 10 to about 25 degrees Fahrenheit above normal. So really, really warm along the eastern seaboard and along the east coast. Now it's starting to get a little bit chillier for Wednesday in parts of the northern plains and still in the northern Rockies, and maybe still a little bit of lingering cold air, very marginal cold air in parts of the southern plains, but that should be fairly weak cold air. It won't be lasting too long at all. If we look at for Thursday, this is when it's going to start to cool down if you live in the northeast, the Great Lakes, the northern plains, but it's still going to be warm if you live along the immediate east coast or also in the southeast. That's where it should still be warming up, and it should still stay warm in many of those areas. You can also see that big area of warm air on the west coast and also in the southwest, and then we have more colder air into parts of the northern plains. So going on to this would be for Thursday. If we look at for Friday, you can see that we have some chillier air now entering much of the eastern United States. But something that I do want to still highlight is that the southeast looks to stay warm throughout all of this. So there's just going to be a little bit of a bubble of warm air over the southeast, and it looks like even if we have cold air all around it, the southeast is going to be that one area that sticks warmer than normal. And luckily, if you live in the northern plains or the central plains, once this cold air moves out, probably by I would say Monday of next week. So as we get into the early part of June, all this warm air is right behind it. So we're going to go right back into a warmer pattern. This is not going to be long lasting at all in terms of this cold air. So this is definitely nothing to really worry about if you're not too big of a fan of cold air. Let's start looking at the actual temperatures. So this is all in Fahrenheit. You can see that for tomorrow, we're expecting temperatures above 90 degrees, anywhere that you're in that kind of gray color. So the scale is on the right-hand side of your screen, so you can tell what each color represents in terms of temperatures. In the southeast, we have this gray color, which is indicating that we have temperatures above 90 degrees in that entire area. So that's the actual temperatures, not even talking about the feels-like temperatures or the heat index or anything like that. So this is the actual temperatures. The heat index temperatures would probably be about 5 to 10 degrees higher than this, so it's going to feel even warmer than what is shown on your screen right here. If you live through the central part of the country, also looking good, pretty much from Texas all the way up to the Dakotas and Minnesota. Temperatures are expected to be in the mid and upper 70s, even a few low 80s in a few of these areas. That would be for tomorrow. And then if we look up for Tuesday, you can see that not a lot has changed really. The southeast still experiencing those 90 plus degree temperatures. You can also see that starting to reach up into areas in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana. So even at the parts of the Great Lakes, you guys are going to start to get into some of the warmer than normal temperatures, even up into the 90s. If you look at for Wednesday, this is going to be one of the warmer days if you live in the northeast coast or the mid-Atlantic coast, because you're going to be expecting temperatures that are going to be all above 90, even up into Maine. And then as you get further to the south, we could even be dealing with a few areas that once you're getting into that kind of a lighter gray shade, even approaching 97, 98, maybe even up to 100 degrees in a couple of these areas. So that is really, really warm for this time of year. Really, you're going to want to make sure that you're not outside for too long at a time, because that could have, of course, caused some issues with how warm it will actually be. And plus, it will be quite muggy as well. So it's not going to be too pleasant to be outside, especially on Wednesday and also for Thursday in a lot of these areas. It does cool down for Thursday if you live in the northeast, but still, if you live in the southeast, it's going to be above normal, definitely. And it'll be, high temperatures will be into the mid-90s, even the upper 90s. Maybe even a few triple-digit numbers. Also, if you live in parts of the Mississippi River Valley, so from areas like Kansas, Missouri, and Illinois southward, we're also going to be well above normal for this time of year. We're dealing with temperatures that are above 85, even up to near 90 in a lot of these areas. So it is definitely getting up there in terms of the temperatures, although the big heat centers are going to be in the southwest and also in the southeast over this upcoming week. And then if you look at for Friday, we're still expecting temperatures to be into the 90s for the southeast, and then also into the 90s and even triple digits for parts of the southwest, where and they typically will go above 100 degrees, especially starting in May and June, is when their summer starts to really heat up and they start to get into the triple digits for high temperatures. Here's the 6 to 10 day outlook, and you can see that we're expecting pretty much most of the country to be above normal. It's going to be kind of mixed in with a little bit of below normal temperatures, so you can see why it kind of looks like an interesting shaped map, because we have a few areas that are expecting to be near normal and then kind of a squiggly line of above normal. One thing that is being kind of shown clearly here is that we're expecting these warmer temperatures to really last in parts of the southeast. So if there's one area that's going to be really warm over the next few days, it's going to be the southeast, because we're expecting at least a 50 to 60% chance, even higher than that, of being above normal over the next 6 to 10 days, which is from the 28th through June 1st. So we're expecting this warm pattern to stick around for quite a while if you live within that area. If we look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, actually warms up in parts of the western United States actually quite significantly, and then also in parts of the mid-Atlantic, the northeast, the Ohio Valley, starting to warm up as well. And then in the southern plains, that looks to be the one area that between the 30th and the 5th of June actually begins to cool down a little bit. Here is the chances of seeing a maximum heat index. So this is taking into account humidity, also the dew points, and then also the actual temperatures, and then kind of factoring that in and showing you what it actually might feel like. And this is the chances that your heat index is actually going to be above 95 degrees Fahrenheit. So in that green color, we're looking at 10 to 40% chance, a 40 to 70% chance in the orange, and then a 70+% chance in that red color. So you can see that for this would be Wednesday of this week. You can see that we have that green shade that goes all along the East Coast, and then along the southeast and the mid-Atlantic is where we have that 40 to 70% chance. If you live in southern Texas as well, we have over a 70% chance of being above a 95 degree heat index. If we look at this would be for Thursday, I believe. We're dealing with a heat index that is expected to be around 95 to 105 in a lot of these areas. So it will be quite warm, and we actually have that 70% plus area showing up for parts of the coastal southeast between South Carolina and Florida. So we're expecting these heat index numbers to be well above 95 in many of these areas. Again, maybe approaching even 105 or higher in most of these areas. And that's a factor of high humidity and high dew points mixed in with these already high temperatures. You factor all of that in, and that's going to make it a really uncomfortable pattern to be in terms of it'll be really muggy mixed in with those warmer temperatures. So really not a great situation. It's not going to be too pleasant to be outside over the next couple of days if you live in the southeast. Here would be for Friday. And you can see we have temperatures that are expected to be above 95 all throughout parts of the southeast. And you could go on a little bit longer. Here would be for Sunday. And you can see pretty much the same exact story. So that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Please consider liking the video, subscribing, and turning on notifications. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.